Hello Gemini, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you for everybody who for you are Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus, and you're watching this. This is for you, you wherever you are in the world, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to first of all say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also followed and liked me on my page, my Facebook page as well. Thank you for that, and also just encourage those of you who haven't subscribed or followed me or liked my Facebook page, especially subscribed, of course, to my YouTube channel. I invite you to do that now or at the end of the video. But now would be good while you remember. Okay, so we're just going to get flowing with this read, with this energy here. So as always, with these readings, I'm going to put those in there. That's interesting. Those are upside down or in reverse. As always, these reads, the messages that come through are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, then just leave that out and don't try and make it fit. But on saying that, just park it up, because it may be something that may make more sense to you in the near future or in the distant future. Okay, so the other thing, this is for this month of March. Okay, so I am recording it today, and it's the Tuesday the 2nd of March 2021. Okay, so we just got, okay, they're coming, they're flowing. There is an energy of, with you Gemini, at the moment, that I feel there's just like, this is like it's time to a timing thing about, and things are starting to maybe more flow for a lot of yous out there with some movement, because you've got some you've got some information, or you've like received some information, you've got it now, and so it's like you can maybe start to, some of yous are feeling like you're more able to start to take some more steps further into study, further into career, further into your business, or or take the next step in something or project or something that's going on around you. So whether it's just, and I feel like for some of you it's just in life, with life in general as well. So, but there's been maybe, because I'm just feeling my energy is like so much, like stopping and starting and stuttering and taking a breath, and there may have been a little bit of that that's been going on the last month or so, so that it's been like you maybe not rolling or moving in with much synchronicity at all. So you may have been getting bits and pieces, and maybe having to start projects or ideas or thoughts, or just having to take things slowly. And I feel like some of you may have been trying to run with something or some things, and it's kind of like that's what there's created this stop start. It's like, gosh, sort of energy, and it's like I feel like I'm getting nowhere. But it's like there is some work that was internally going on with you, and maybe for some of you might have been like distracting yourself with something else and not taking that time to just stop and be still. Okay, and I feel like there's some of yous did do that, and had stopped or slowed and just observing, and it was maybe quite a tumultuous time for some of you, in the sense that with some of the emotions and this hurriedness that may have been within you, and also without of you, to get something done, or to get something, to do something with haste. So I feel like for some of you that was an inward thing as well, but for a lot of you there was that, plus maybe somebody was, or somebody's on the outside were rushing you or trying to rush you, and you felt that energy. And so some of you may be feeling a little, getting a little bit down on yourself and beating yourself up, because you may have in your mind not produced an outcome that you're happy with or content with. So it's like there's that feeling I'm hearing, or that, you know, that I'm hearing this phrase that's running around in my head. I could have done better, I could have done better, or I could have done that differently, and maybe I could have been more organized, or in that sort of sense. But there was a, and I'm saying but, because there was a, and yes, for some of you, absolutely. But there is something else that was underlying there, and I feel like this was, for some of you, and actually a lot of you, it was about going with the flow, and it was about adapting with change as well. So there may have been some things that happened to you in last month that had rattled you, and it's starting to like settle down now. So I've got 4 rows there. So I was thinking they were going to change it, but that's for something else. So the flow. So there's the mind, body, spirit, soul sort of energy that's going on in here as well. And I just want to take one of these cards here, because they're doing, even though the spread is here, there is an overall energy. But at the beginning there in the mindset, which is interesting because the Page of Swords has come up first in the mind. So there's something that you've obviously been working on, and there's a new sense of, or a shift in the way that you're thinking about things and communicating about things as well. So it's like there is a lot that's going on there. So in the mind, in the physical, there's like, in the mind there's a reaction, okay? And with the overall energies is reaction, perception, and listen, and with the spirit one here as well. And this is in reverse, productivity, which is interesting. I'm just going to move these down a bit. And productivity in the this is the Earth Oracle deck. So reaction, perception, listen, and productivity. So even though it's got a mind, body, spirit, soul, that's maybe not necessarily for you, but I'm going to run with that one because it feels more right. More in place, or more in sync with what is going on. So, but you can, however it feels for you, you adapt it for you. Okay, so reaction. So there's been some sort of reaction, that you've experienced like last month, and also because this is more like, I'm feeling, this is like the current energy as well as the overall energy for the month of March, basically. But there's something about a reaction there. So I'm feeling like in this recent month of February or last couple of weeks, there may have been something that has triggered a reaction in you into getting something sorted out about communicating to yourself as well as to others, and the way that you do that. And it's also about, in doing that, it's like you're stepping more into your power. Okay, so, and not overthinking things is the other one there. So I just noticed I took a deep breath. So it's like there's a sigh there, and it's like and it's not like taking that breath in and sucking in it, holding. It's like taking that breath in and then letting it out just as you move forward. So there may have been something that was going on in there. So the Page of Swords, there's a different way of thinking, or a new way of thinking, a shift of the way that you're thinking about things. Okay, now they've shown me here the Queen of Pentacles here is in this mind row, body, the physical row, the body. So I feel like there's something with this Queen of Pentacles coming through, that there's something about grounding yourself in. For some of you, if you're a male or a female, there may be something I'm hearing like about, the feminine energy or the goddess energy, but finding some sort of grounding within the family as well, and where you fit in and how you fit in, and where now, okay, in the family. So some of you may have had to step up into a new role within your family, in the sense that, it may be now that you are the main breadwinner. So whether you are a male or a female energy, it doesn't matter. It's like, for me, they're not necessarily always gender specific when a picture card comes out. So it all depends on your perception about things. So there's been a shift in some way or form, and that's moving into this month of March that will shift as well. But there's a change in perception about how that looks for you, and the way and how it can look for you as you're moving through this month. Okay, so So, but it's, it depends, with this, if you're going to just roll with it in this new way or different way of thinking or perceiving things. So I just want to, there's a grounded, staying grounded. So there's something about, foundation is like you're maybe physically building a new foundation, or with something, whether it be around a career or a business, prospect or aspect of, in that, but also family as well. So it may be that you're building a new family, and it may be that you've had a change of mind in the way that, in how a family looks, or within your family that you are growing for yourself and expanding on. But I'm also hearing for some of you that it could be the family as well as a career, and or your business, and what that might entail, because it's like, even you've done, because for me the Pentacles is not only about the financial side of things, it's also about family and foundation, creating that foundation and stability within that. But it's also about health wise and energy wise, what we choose, energy wise is like how much energy we put into it, because the Pentacles is about working for something, and not necessarily working hard, but working clever for a purpose, and to building a foundation and grounding oneself. So on a spiritual level, they're talking about listen here. So listening, so you may have been getting some messages, and whether it's you're actually listening to the messages that are coming through from Spirit, but there is also that spiritual side of you, if you're not inclined to be thinking or hearing Spirit, or you don't think you do, but your intuition as well. I'm talking about listening to your intuition and your inner self. Okay, so there's something about like you're in search of something here. Okay, and you've taken action. So while you've had this change of perspective, and I'm feeling like this is more like in the current energy, this row here. There's something, there's been a change in your perception and more perspective. That something is, there's been a reaction. So you've reacted to something that's made you think or change or shift something different into something different, and moving in this search. And there's a leading you to another step of, in your search for success, basically, with whatever it is that you are doing. But there's been definitely some steps, and I want to say that you may have had 2 or 3 signs that have come through. That's interesting. Now, productivity. Now, this is in reverse. So it may be on a soul level that you may have had, like I mentioned before, this feeling of a lack of productivity on a soul level, or you're thinking, shit, I need to get going, or whatever. But, there's something that's been slowed up, and I feel like it's there for a purpose at the moment. So you can take heed as to what it is that your next step is, and, without rushing. And this is about, this is why there's things that may have felt like slowed down for you. So you can bring things together, so you can see the bigger picture without rushing. Because we have a tendency, I'm a Gemini, to maybe sometimes, impulsively take action on things and move quite quickly. Not to say that that's a bad thing or a negative thing, but sometimes there are times when I know that I need to just be in the moment a lot more, or a little bit more, until I get the rest of the clues, or I need to take a rest. So this is really about you listening to your intuition while, so whatever it is that you're searching for, you're more likely to see it or feel it, know it, and sense it. Okay, so this is like really listening to yourself. So then we have the Empress here, so on a soul level as well. So it's like you're working towards something, and I feel like everything is just showing you, like you're not there, but you're on the way to this Empress here, to this new beginning, or this fertility into the next step of a new beginning. Okay, but you're on your way there, because she's abundant, she's fruitful, she's bountiful, there's all this abundance there that's around her. So there are abundant times, and I feel like this is really just about you, like what like what Spirit is saying, is about you super listening to yourself, and listening to and watching, grounding yourself in, observing, were you what is going on within you and without of you is around you as well. So there may be, which is going to lead you to maybe like in the near future, and you may be here now, with some sort of decision to make. So there may be like an indecision there, and between you and another, or you really, the Two of Swords is that about, because there may be two things going on about whether I go this way or that way. But I feel like for some of you, you kind of know where it is, but where you're wanting to go, but it's just waiting for a sign. So with this card, I don't necessarily feel like it is one that you are needing to hurry up and make a decision, but there is a timely decision. And once, like I say, there is something on the move there. So whatever you've started and whatever you're moving through, there is productivity. I just feel like there may have been like a little bit of a standoff in a way that you maybe wanted to get going, and you're feeling like you haven't been very productive, but actually in the background, and with this time that you've taken off and you've actually like done maybe a little bit of research or something about something, and I'm just feeling like some of you may be overthinking it, the picture overthinking it. Okay, so there is some sort of decision that's needing to be made. There's also this one here on the physical level here, with the Pentacles there, and there may be a little bit of juggling of energies there. There may be a little bit of something that's going on, and it may be go back to your perception again about what this looks like. Because we've got the Queen of Pentacles, and she's showing there that because she's in her throne. And she's in her male element, and she's there showing you that what is possible, okay, on a physical level. So it just means that you're just going to have to put some work into it, and you may need to it may be a little bit more foundational stuff, but I feel like there's different projects that are coming, and it's just like this one here, the Three of Wands, is like, okay, in search like where to now is, what is the next step. So it's like just grounding yourself there and listening, because you'll see it, and it's like whatever you're doing, the Empress is there. So, and she's about abundance. So you're on your way. It's just about really being mindful and aware of yourself. Okay, but I was seeing this with this. There may be a little bit of a challenge there with a partnership in some way or form, which could be like what this is about, this decision here, about is whether you bring someone into your life, whether it be in a relationship or a business or whatever it is. It may be that you're viewing that. It may be because it's like you may be seeing things, because it's the perception here that things could get a bit rocky, because I'm looking in the background with and it's not necessarily in the past, because it's like this is and maybe you're judging things on what has happened in the past with yourself, as far as partnerships on a business level or some sort of monetary level. It could be or whether you're creating a financial wealth or something like that. But it also could be because I'm just hearing something else in the background. It's not coming through at the moment, but there is something that it's just something that you're not quite seeing at the moment. Okay, because I'm being drawn back to this this one here about this decision. So, but and I feel like you may be anticipating that there may be some wavy bits that are going on there, and it may be a little bit of juggling of energy as well as money as well, and it could be something that you may be like feeling, or just hold off a bit, because you see this next one on the spiritual level is in reverse as well. So that's the Three of Pentacles, which comes right after it. So there may be something that where you are wanting to build on something, whether it be on a family level or a business level or some sort of partnership in some way or form. There is something there that you may be holding off on, because this one is in reverse as well on a spiritual level. And I just feel, because this is like listen is there, it's just listening to your intuition. I don't feel like it's necessarily a negative thing there, but it's like more in the sense that, because we have the Queen of Stuff, the Queen of Cups here, where you may be letting emotional stuff get in your way. So that which of this decision making or this next step of where you're looking at going. So it's kind of like, so I feel like, whatever it is that's coming, that's here, I'm going to turn it around, so to shift the energy there, but it was in reverse. but there is something that's, that's maybe coming together. So what I'm hearing is just like, keep, okay. keep, keep an eye out on your emotions about what is going on there. So it may be that you may be, like they're saying that, like taking something into context, bringing something in from the past, about a past, and it's not necessarily that it's invalid to look at that, but it may be that you may be like bringing in through that emotional turmoil from that. And it might just feel like some of you, there's that independence, and so some of you may have been burnt before in some sort of relationship or partnership. And there's maybe a little bit of duality going on with you in there as to, because this was related to you as well, about yourself, as well as whether you should go into it and or go further and that sort of thing, because it is all about ourselves. But I'm saying that there is, and it could be around somebody coming into your life or a partnership in some way or form or relationship. Okay. And maybe, maybe they're there right now for some of you, and some of you, it may be that you maybe looking or feeling a little bit more serious about creating or moving into a relationship in some way or form, possibly, okay, in the future. But the Queen of Cups is here, and she's like, at the moment, I'm feeling like she's like sitting there, she's in the soul level, but I just feel that she's, for some of you, I'm feeling for some of you that's like getting more in touch on a soul level with your emotions. So you may be feeling something on a soul level, that there's something moving or shifting into your being in your power. And I feel like this is also, she's like, because she's in control of her emotions, is the energy there, or this is maybe about you being in control of your emotions. And like talking about these other ones here is just looking at what may be influencing you from the past, or somebody like here in the now, because I want to bring this into the now more so now that the energy is starting to shift. But it's like, don't let your emotions get away with you, okay, on a bigger level, because I feel like this is about you getting more and being in control, or just in visiting control in a positive way, not controlling as in packing them up and suppressing them. This is being in control in the sense that you're viewing them and you're seeing and you're realizing that actually maybe I've overthought this, which has created these emotions within me, and I've let them get away with me in the past. Okay, so I'm going to sit there and I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm going to be more open-minded about things, and I'm going to be like looking at what it is, my influence in there, what has been influenced from the past, what has been influenced by others as well, and that sort of thing. So it's like, I'm just starting to feel like all emotional now, it's coming back, and it's like, then you may have been on a soul level, but it's like, there's something there that is really like ticking away and, snapping out of it as well. That she's bringing this energy, because she can wear her heart on her sleeve and let her emotions get away with her sometimes, and maybe take things too personally. So maybe something for some of you to maybe look at that when somebody has said something. But I do feel like there is something about like reviewing or viewing how you are emotionally connected to the people or people in the past, and oopsie daisy, and what has been going on with you in the past as well. But also in not allowing your emotions to block the future, okay, depending on because it's okay, emotions are great, and sometimes they can be our drive force, but also sometimes they can be the stopping force, the brake force, and and allow us, we can sit in there for a little bit too long. But I feel like these are wanting to like shift you, the energy is shifting, and like these emotions, that's like now you're using them and you're utilizing their energy to be your drive force. So they're also talking about intuition, because the water signs are about intuition, so tapping into that as well. And where are they going? Because this is about looking at our emotional relationship with ourselves as well, which is kind of where they're going with that duality with these two here, about what you're thinking about and about this exchange of energy here, or juggling energy and emotional energy at that, because those waves are quite big at the back, as to how you're going to be successful in the future. Okay, cool. But this is a soul, on a soul level, they're just like, cool. Because then we have the, you're on track. It's just being in, being in your power, in your being, in your knowing. Because now we have the star here, and that talks about hope, okay? So there's hope there, and it's like staying with that, because it's like you've got the Empress here. So that's being in that, and you've gone through a little bit of a journey there, or you'll go through a little bit of a journey there, but it's like, okay, I've got this, and it's just a phase, okay? And then we've got on the physical level there that, it's like letting go of things. So some things that you may have on a physical, on a mental, emotional sort of thing, you may have been like, there may have been some people who have deceived you in the past, which is where you've gone through with this. But now it's like, I feel like some of you are, you're not going to let that in your mind be the thing that blocks you from the movements that you know that you need to take, or the direction that you are heading in, okay? Because this is about perception again, okay? And there, so, and it may be that too, that you may have been deceiving yourself on saying that and letting your thoughts run away from you, okay? On saying that too, on what I'm hearing on the background as well, for some of you, that maybe like these are other people's thoughts that, you've taken on board or being influenced from, that is, got you into this little flurry where you think, or you thought, maybe not want to go that way. But once again, they could be thoughts that have been, like I say, influencing you by getting in your energy, and you may have taken notice in the past, but I feel like this is more like something in the future that you're not going to let that happen, because this is here, okay? It's like this is in the current, this is moving into the current energy, this is what's maybe in the way, but this is like what's coming once you sort that out, okay? So then we have like the 10 of Swords on a spiritual level, like, so there's a completion, something has come to an end, or coming to an end there, where where you're more in your power, you're more in your knowing, you're more in your being, and of communicating in a different way as well, and you're letting people, you're in your power basically, because you've allowed yourself to not buy into other people's bullshit, or stuff, that's going on, because then there's a Justice card on the soul level, on the soul here. So it's like just saying, that's the balance, everything's going to balance out, and you'll be on your merry way. Awesome. It's just like, because on this one, these are really good cards, because the productivity, the Empress is there. So she's, she talks about, she is about abundance. She's about new beginnings as well, and, taking the next step and moving on with the abundance that she already has. So there's a flow going on there. And then you have the Queen of Cups, like she's in her, she's listening to herself, she's in her throne there, she's not, she's not, dwelling on things, or whether you're male or you're female, so she's and she's got this abundance there, and she's not sinking in the water, she's floating there, the water is around her, but there's abundance there. And then we have the Justice card, so that it's like the scales of justice, or the justice, justice will be served, basically, literally. And it's like you will cut away from all this stuff here, on a spiritual level there, but also on a physical level, because you've got more, you're into that hope energy. So this, something comes around. It's like there is something that I feel like some of you have been, it's like something is coming around, basically, what I'm hearing. So I'm just going to pull out 3 cards to clarify what's here from this. What am I deck have I got there? The Celtic Tarot deck here. Cool. We'll see what's going on there. There's 1, 2, and here 3. So the Knight of Swords. So yep. See, look, there is something going on there with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a fast-moving card, so there is definitely something's coming in. Could be feeling a little bit, overwhelming for you, whatever this thought. So it's just probably me going to maybe feel like it's going to tip the scales, you know, tip you overboard, but the Knight of Swords there, so they're fast moving, but, you know, because the Swords is, whatever it is, when you make your mind up, it will start to move quite nicely. The Hermit here, so there's a little bit, something about going within there, so you may need a little bit of work, you know, this is, going within, taking a little bit of self-reflection work and that sort of thing, as this Knight of Swords is like on a, something maybe blows your mind. I'm hearing something that's like, whoa, it's like, there's a piece of information, you know, that spirit might bring through, or somebody else might bring through, but it's like, or there's this aha moment that you get, and it may be like quite, it helps you to move, or, you know, take action more, or get moving with something, and it may be, there is an element of that on the physical level that you may need to go within with that as well. So, and I'm not hearing it stopping you from making some physical movement though, or taking action, but it will take you to another place as well, probably, that where you will go within to help suss things out. So the Six of Cups is here is about dreams, you know, the dreams on a spiritual level that maybe you have put out for some dreams, and you know, it's about success as well, like moving into something. I'm hearing about successfully dreaming is what they're talking about, that your dreams, you know, it's like messages and maybe coming from spirit as well, and helping you. Because look, we got the Justice card again, or you. Yeah, we've got the Justice card again. So something about, I'm hearing like this is about justice, yes. It's like serving yourself well as well on a soul level, but it's like there's some things it's like, oh, I've got that now, but it's also about that, finding that balance, like with yourself and other things that are happening around you. And maybe for some of you, you've been on a massive journey over the last 10, 11 years. I'm hearing for a lot of you. Where things have been like, happened something around about 10, 11 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, but it may have tipped your world right upside down. And so you've been on this journey that's taken you a little while to like really turn things around. But I do feel like things are starting to more evolve and more turn around in your favor, basically, because this is a really nice energy. And it's like Spirit are just saying, yes, those dreams and that you've put out there, those loving thoughts of, you know, with yourself, and you've worked really well, because the Queen of Cups is talking towards that. You know, there's still more stuff to do, of course, but you're on your way, okay? Because I'm seeing the Six of Cups is like, you know, there's a tree of life. There's a tree, the tree of life there. There's a tree of abundance, and it's got, you know, there's lights in there, the fairies and the cups, and the emotionally, you know, there is a lot of stuff that's going on there with relationships. I feel like you've worked really well, really hard, really consistently are the words that are coming through on yourself. Sometimes you may have slipped this way, that way, or whatever way, but it's all part of the learning. But you've just picked yourself up and you've kept going. So what has happened, I feel like it's on a soul level, has happened either in a past lifetime or in a past in this lifetime. There's something that's coming back around, and it's like, yes, and you'll start to see, I feel, more results, because it's like you've got some more balance in your life, more abundance in your life, and because you've worked on your emotions really well as well. So anyway, that's just beautiful. Now, because I'm hearing something about, I'm just going to do shuffle. Okay, there's two more there. Wanted to pick them up. So the Four of Crystals is a logic, so taking a logical approaches to something as well for some of yous as well. And then delusion, the Ten of Crystals, you know, the delusion, you were under the delusion that there may have been something holding you back, because we've got the Ten of Swords twice there, the Ten of Crystals. So the Ten of Crystals in this one is the swords in this deck. So there's something that, you know, you're not letting that delude you anymore about these thoughts and feelings, that because you've worked through that, okay? There we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there for you now, Gemini. So with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure. Have a great month of March 2021. I will be like throwing in, popping in from time to time with some quick reads. So some more just to help, you know, through the month, some tips in there, and some picker cards and things like that. So anyway, I'll see you. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.